Hi, Amie and Jeff. Jimmy Descant, thanks a bunch for this commission. I want to introduce you to the Rojo Reata Rocketship, the red rover rocket ship. And Reata, Rojo red, Reata is the name of the ranch in the movie Giant as well. So here we are, spectacular beast. This is showing completely finished and hanging on the wall, how it should look. We'll get into the angle. You can figure out the angle later. So we're going to start from here, and then we're going to go backtrack and figure out how to put it together and how to get it on the wall, okay? So we tighten these guys up, these calipers, these vintage calipers like this, and then we're going to take it right off the wall. It's just going to lift right up like this, holding it underneath the nose, but not on the glass, and then by the flange in the back. So here we go. The switch is underneath. We'll get to that. We're going to pull the night lights out and the tail light. And what we're going to do is we're going to start from zero with the nose off, because this is how it's going to get to you. So this latch right here, this Electrolux latch, pressurizes in, and then you have the one screw. So we're going to get to that again. We're going to show you how that works. But that disconnects, and then this is the inside. Now look in here. Do not put your hand in there. It's like a porcupine inside. So the wires are protected. Don't put your hand in there. Okay, so what we have here is your shipped piece, and this is the brackets for how you're going to hang it and how it's going to stay against the wall. So I'm going to take this screw out. I'm going to show you how to do this. Let me get a ruler. So when you look at your wall, where you want this to hang, you just kind of have an idea. These screws into my wood, they're very heavy duty, up to 200 pounds. I don't know what your wall is, but this is the insert that comes with it. It needs a 1/2-inch drill bit to get into like stucco or sheetrock, whatever, and that makes it super secure. But I'm going to give you a couple of smaller ones maybe to start up from. If you can't do this, hire your local handyman. He'll be able to figure this out for you really easy. But this is going to make it really secure and tight. So we got this. So you're going to start with this one screw. On the bracket, there's a little cutaway right here. So that is going to go, so hold it, be careful, this rubber right here is just glued in, that's a sealant for the front. So once you get kind of an idea of where you want the rocket, you're going to put it, go to that circle, find that little slot. If you're not sure, look in there, yeah. The screw, you want it away from the wall, just about that much. So when you look at what your angle is going to be, you figure out your height, where you want it, what your angle is going to be. But that one sets the tone, and then you can figure out everything else. So you get that, make sure it can hang on there, nice and easy. It's solid, can handle the weight. Pull that off of here. Once you get your angle, let me show you, come around this way. There's that's okay, my camera person, that's okay. In the back, on this panel, there's a black line. You find out where you want your angle. Let me get my pencil, shoot. Well, it's not quite totally prepared. So once you get your angle, there's a black line on the back of here. and then you mark where that mark is, what your angle is, and what that mark is. There's a very obvious spot, and that'll set the angle. Pull it off. Then look, here's your angle right here. Okay? So what you're gonna do is, this was on the back line right there. What you're gonna do is you're gonna line up where your first screw is to that mark, and that's your angle. Exactly 7 inches between the first screw and the second screw. That's where the slots are in the bracket. So you have 7 inches right here. Here's your angle. Boom. So what you do is you drill in, you put your anchor, whatever you need, to that right there. And that is going to set between here and here. That's going to be here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, once you get that up there, you're going to test it. And what you're looking for is to go kind of in the middle of the circles and then drop it right down onto the 2 spots. So the 2 screws, and then you can look in here and make sure that you got your slots, that the screws are in those slots. Now, as long as the front one is sunk in that slot, the rear one, if you're off a little bit, it's okay. Don't worry about drilling a whole nother hole. That's safety. The back end pretty much holds the weight. It will, if it's sunk in the wall just right, it's okay. Either way, in the slot or not, just as long as it's not going to move. Because the head of the screw will keep that bracket against the wall and flush. So that's, once you get that figured out, that's going to be solid. You know where it's going to go. Let's take it back down and let's put the front end on. Make sure it's lined up with these tabs, and then it securely locks in place. Don't lift or pull on the glass. This is only a 1/4 inch rod that goes through this whole thing, but it's super secure. And then let's take this 1 screw, let's put this in there, and that's for extra security. Okay. Have 2 night lights. One goes in here. The one with the red goes against the wall. Now this night light can go forward or backwards. We'll get into that for your effects. We're just going to push it in that way. Boom, you're set. We're going to leave the tail light off until we get it back on the wall. All right, so now we're set with that. We're going to put it on the wall, so pick it up underneath. We're going to go back. We're going to look at what the circles, where the circles are, and just kind of, it's going to find itself. There you go. It's going to find itself just like that. You want to look, make sure you're in the slot. It's not coming down. There we go. There we are. We're going to take the rear bulb, put that in there. Then we get to expand the calipers. These vintage calipers. Let's pull those out. Let's get this set. The on switch is right underneath in the front. Turn that on. You have lights. You have light here, light in the back. That's going to set, the tone behind here, and then the flicker flame tail light right there. This part right here moves around. You can put it where you want, turn the dice, and then this dial is your setting for temperature and how you see going through space. That can move around. These guys move around. This one is caught by this leather. These guys, if you don't want to block the light, you can play with it however you want. Underneath, you go to push it to the wall, and then spur spins. There you go. So now you have the option of different light bulbs. See what it looks like in the dark, how you're living with it. Here is your full-on deluxe rocket ship. Come around here. So the cord is braced right there. If it's not far enough, like close enough to the wall, the way you want it, unplug it, and then what you're going to do is thread it up into here and then come all the way through. I put a strain relief on there so nothing's going to get pulled out of the rocket. So when you do this, it actually, the cord is flat against the wall. Don't know what your seam is, but that's one way of getting it a little tighter. So we're going to pull that out for right now and for shipping. There you go. Let's plug that back in. Here's your wonderful masterpiece. I appreciate your business and being patient with me, and hope you like it. Tell your friends. Okay, thank you much.